Welcome to our frequently asked questions. Now, I get some questions every day when people call me. We get sometimes a dozen or more calls a day, inquiring about the Duramileage. A lot of times I hear the same questions over and over again. The number one question I hear is, what about my warranty? Can the dealer detect this? Will this void my warranty? Well, my answer is this. Any aftermarket change that you make to your vehicle, if that change causes damage to your vehicle, it says right in your warranty manual that the dealer does not have to honor your warranty to make that repair. Now, one of the fallacies out there is if you make an aftermarket change to your vehicle, it voids your entire warranty. That's not true. The Magnuson-Moss Act, which was a federal act, prohibits the manufacturers or the dealerships from voiding your warranty by you making an aftermarket change to your vehicle. And first off, our Duramileage tuning, the way that we do it, we reflash the ECM from the ground up. We're not just going in overlaying it like a programmer does. Today, after over 600 vehicles, I have yet to have a dealer find this tuning on there. Now, I've heard that on the 08s they put a tattletale in there. We program some of these ECMs for actual dealerships. I've programmed the trucks of owners of dealerships. And when I ask them the question, can you find this tuning? They just shrug their shoulder and say, we don't know how. So one of the biggest things is I don't think that after 600 vehicles I program, not one dealership's ever found the tuning that we do. Not one dealership's ever come back and voided a warranty or anything because of our Duramileage tuning. I don't think you really have a lot to worry about. But, if you are concerned about the warranty at that point, then you might want to just go ahead and, bypass the Duramileage tuning and go put on something else. Now, another question I get is, how much horsepower, how much torque? Well, we figure, because we do variations in the tunes, we figure that we're around 60, 65 horsepower and about 100 foot-pounds of torque. And these have been dynoed before, but, we go in and make some tweaks here and there, so it might vary a little bit. One of the questions I'm asked on that is, what will it do to my transmission? How will my transmission react to that? Well, the Allison transmission is probably one of the best transmissions ever made out there. It adapts to the extra power real easy. And as long as you're staying well under 100 horsepower, I've even talked to people that build like Suncoast transmissions out of Florida. I've talked to the owner there before he passed away. I said, when do I need to come see you when it comes to power? He says, as long as you stay under 100 horsepower, he said, you don't need me. When you start going over 100 horsepower, he said, something's going to give in the metal somewhere. So the Duramileage tuning is very, very transmission friendly. Now, another question that I'm asked a lot is, what can I expect? What kind of mileage gains? Well, we get customers that get 4 to 7 miles per gallon. I had a good friend of mine call the other day. He was really impressed. I did an 06 LBZ of his. They took a really long trip. He had just filled up for like the third time. He called me and says, Steve, he says, I'm getting 150 more miles out of a tank of fuel. He said, that's about a 5 mile per gallon increase over what I was getting before. And so, is that typical? Yeah, it is pretty typical. I mean, we see 3, 4, 5 miles per gallon. But let me tell you this, it really depends on where you're starting. One of the things you'll notice on this website, even though I give you a promise and a 5,000 mile money back guarantee, it's hard for me to guarantee that your truck is going to get exactly 4 miles, 5 miles, 6 miles per gallon. Because again, it goes about where you're starting out. If you're starting out at 10 miles per gallon, if I get you up to 12 miles per gallon, that's a 20% increase in fuel mileage. And so what we typically see is about a 15 to 20% increase in fuel mileage highway driving, typically driving around 65 miles per hour, around 2,000 RPMs is where we see the optimal fuel mileage in a Duramax diesel. City driving, very hard to say because you're bringing your turbo up, you drop it, bring it up, you're dropping it. So fuel mileage gains are not quite as significant in town, so we typically see around a 10-15% fuel mileage increase. I hope that answers some of your questions. Please email me at info@powerupdiesel.biz if you have any more frequently asked questions, and I'm sure to answer them. Call my technical support line. It goes to my cell phone when I'm out of the office, or just call the regular line there. If I'm sitting at my desk, I'll pick it up. If I'm not, leave me a message. I'll call you back. Thank you.